Management is not just for-profit or nonprofit businesses. Management is also important for the government. And that's why we have the term government business. When you have a business, it should be automatically understood that management must be involved if that business is going to thrive, if that business is going to even survive. As a new or aspiring politician, you're also in business too. You're into the people's business, and therefore it's important that you learn how to manage. You don't have to be in another business, but you do have to learn how to manage the government and political arena. Let's talk about that today. I'm Dr. Lisa Ann Chung, a political leadership strategist, author of the book Political Change, and president for Kenley College, where we provide leadership training and strategy for new and aspiring politicians. Failure to manage well is what has resulted in much of the political change that we are seeing on a global scale. It may not have been good news for you if you were on the side that lost because of mismanagement, but it could be seen as an opportunity for even you to change your perspective and your practice of good management. We're continuing our series on the top 5 political leadership pitfalls, where I'm interviewed by my mentor, Trista Kragh, who is the founder for Agents for Change International based in the USA. And today, you're going to find out why failing to manage made it on my top 5 list.
What would you say would be the third pitfall of what we see going on in politics right now with the leadership?
Failure of management.
When
you are in massive, when you are getting involved in politics, you are managing so many things, not only your time and your schedule, but I alluded to the money that went missing. There's a managing of the resources, whether that's finance or other resources. Maybe you may be in a country where there are mines that need to be managed from a government perspective, even though that might be in a lot of cases where some of these things happen. They are given to private investors who own it essentially. But you are managing resources. But you know why it's important to recognize about the management principle for a politician is because you don't own the money. You don't own the resources. You are managing it on behalf of the people. They have entrusted you with that management responsibility to steward their resources because they want to know that you should be going in there. And when people elect you, they're looking at hoping that the person that they have elected, if you are going for frontline politics in elected office, they're hoping that the person that they have elected is actually going to do what's good for them, is going to do what's good for their constituency, is going to do what's good for their nation. So they're looking for somebody who essentially is going to be managing well. And it's important that you do that and you understand, hold on, this isn't my money. I think I heard somebody say something about something to the effect that governments are the worst because they're not dealing with their own money, they're dealing with other people's money. But it means that they don't understand the weightiness and the responsibility that comes with management. And why we have to look at management, because people are so focused on leadership that they make it as if leadership has a higher standard than management. It's both of them. They're two sides of the same coin. You've got to do both. And you are not exempt from management because you're going into politics. It's just as important.
And that's a key element that needs to be established before people enter into politics. We see greed happening on a massive scale because they're using their platform for selfish gain while the people are perishing.
Yes.
That's in essence greed. And we see this. And listen, again, it will come out in the wash. It all comes out.
Managing well says that you're on the people side. Now, Trista Sue said something during that excerpt, which was she used the term greed. Now, I want you to think about greed as not just what we've been conditioned to believe greed is, which is it's only the big wigs, the top executives, those who own so much they don't know what to do with all that wealth, and yet they want more. You could be a poor activist and still greedy. In other words, no matter how much you have, no matter how much has been given to you, you'll never be satisfied. So you're prepared to do whatever is necessary, even corruption, even the worst of the worst, just to get more. That is greed. Greed is not just about money. So I want you to avoid all kinds of greed. I want you to be a standard for how management is done well in the government and political arena. I want you to add value regardless of what level you're serving in this arena. If you want to be a good leader in politics, then you also need to be a good manager. Well, that's all for today, folks. I hope you're going to join me next time as we continue our Rewind series on the top 5 political leadership pitfalls. Bye for now.